If you wait until you're ready, you'll be waiting the rest of your life. Think about that. How many times have you held yourself back because you told yourself you weren't quite ready, you didn't have enough knowledge, you weren't skilled enough, you weren't confident enough? You waited, and while you were waiting nothing changed. And here's the hard part: the waiting feels safe, it gives you a reason not to move. But the longer you wait, the harder it gets to start. You lose time, you lose opportunities, you lose momentum, and the worst part, you lose trust in yourself. If you're watching this right now, I'm guessing you felt that pull before, that feeling like you could be doing more, that you should be doing more. But something keeps stopping you. Maybe you've got an idea, you've been sitting on a decision, you've been putting off a goal you've talked yourself out of, and you're waiting for the day you'll finally feel ready. But here's what you need to hear: nobody ever feels ready, not really the people you see doing things you wish you were doing. They didn't wait until they were ready, they started before they felt ready. This video is about breaking out of that cycle, because once you understand this one idea, your life can change. Readiness is not a feeling, it's a decision. You don't have to feel ready to take the first step, you just have to take the step. Action builds confidence, action creates momentum, and momentum can change everything. If you've been holding back, if you've been second-guessing yourself, this is your moment to stop waiting. This is the time to decide you're going to move forward, whether it's your career, your health, your finances, or your personal life. This principle works the same. The future doesn't wait for you to feel comfortable. The future belongs to the people who move even when they're uncertain. By the end of this video, you'll know why waiting is costing you more than you think, and why doing it before you're ready is the best decision you can make. Stay with me, because if you stick around, you're going to get the clarity and the push you've been needing for a long time. Number 1, action beats overthinking. Every time you've probably spent a lot of time thinking about doing something important. Maybe it's starting a new career, going back to school, working on your health, building better relationships, or finally acting on that idea that's been sitting in the back of your mind for years. It's a common experience. Most people spend their days thinking about what they should do, what they could do, and all the things they might do someday. The problem is someday often turns into never. Time keeps moving whether you take action or not. Every minute spent thinking and planning, while important in moderation, can become a trap. It's easy to fall into the habit of waiting for the right moment, the perfect opportunity, or a time when you feel completely ready. That moment rarely comes. Picking action even when you feel unprepared is what separates those who make progress from those who stay stuck. There's something powerful that happens when you stop thinking and start doing. The truth is, you don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need all the answers before you move forward. What you need is a decision, a choice to take one small step in the direction you've been avoiding. Action beats overthinking every single time, because action creates movement. Movement leads to progress, and progress builds confidence. When you're sitting still, lost in your thoughts, your mind has all the room in the world to fill with doubt, fear, and hesitation. But the moment you stand up and take action, even in the smallest way, you change the energy. You shift from wondering to discovering, from planning to learning, from doubting to doing. Most people think they need motivation before they act. They wait to feel inspired. They wait for their fear to disappear, but it doesn't work that way. Action creates motivation. Action reduces fear. Action builds momentum. There's nothing complicated about it. The hard part is choosing to take that first step, knowing you're not ready, and doing it anyway. But that's where everything changes. There's something deeply satisfying about proving to yourself that you don't need permission to begin. You don't need to have all the answers lined up. You don't need to be perfect. What you need is movement, and movement always starts with a choice to act. Think about the times in your life when you made a decision, acted on it quickly, and later realized how glad you were that you didn't wait. Maybe it was applying for a job you thought you weren't qualified for. Maybe it was starting a conversation with someone you wanted to meet. Maybe it was signing up for a class that seemed intimidating at first. What did you learn from those moments? You probably realized it wasn't as hard as you thought it would be. You probably realized that action makes things clearer. It gives you feedback, information, and experience you can't get by just sitting there thinking about it. Every time you take action, you get closer to where you want to go, even if the steps are small. Overthinking, on the other hand, keeps you trapped. It convinces you that you're not ready yet, It feeds the belief that you need more time, more preparation, or more certainty before you can start, but waiting for certainty is like waiting for a train that isn't coming. You can stand there all day, but it's not going to show up. Certainty comes from action, it comes from experience. The people you see doing big things didn't have certainty before they started, they gained it along the way. They figured things out as they went, and you can do the same. You don't have to know every step of the path to start walking it. There's a reason why the people who succeed in life are often the ones who move quickly. They understand that AC creates opportunities, it opens doors, it introduces them to people, experiences and lessons they never would have encountered if they stayed frozen in thought. The sooner you take action, the sooner you get feedback, the sooner you get feedback, the sooner you can adjust, improve, and move forward. Waiting for the right time might feel safe, but it's an illusion. The only real safety comes from knowing you can trust yourself to act even when you're unsure. Especially when you're unsure, you might feel uncomfortable taking that first step. You might feel exposed, vulnerable, or even scared. That's natural, but those feelings don't have to stop you. They're just signs that you're moving beyond your comfort zone, and that's where growth happens. The discomfort doesn't last forever. In fact, it usually fades the moment you get started. Action has a way of quieting the noise in your head. It fuses your attention on what's in front of you instead of what might go wrong. If you've been waiting for a sign that it's time to take action, this is it, not because someone else said so, but because deep down you already know it's true. You've known for a while, you just needed a reminder. Waiting won't bring you closer to your goals, action will, and you're capable of more than you think. You have everything you need to begin. You might not feel ready, but readiness is a feeling that follows action, not the other way around. When you look back at this moment later, you'll be glad you acted. You'll see how that first step led to the next and the next until things started to change. But none of that happens until you make the choice to do something now. So stop overthinking, stop waiting for the perfect time. Start now, even if you're not ready, especially if you're not ready, because that's when it matters most. Number 2, your future won't wait for you to be ready. There's something you need to understand about time. It's not waiting for you. Life keeps moving whether you decide to move with it or not. The future isn't going to slow down until you feel ready. It doesn't pause while you figure things out. It doesn't stand still while you sit and think about whether you're capable or not. That's the hard truth. The future keeps coming one day at a time. Some people spend years waiting to feel completely ready before they make their move, and by the time they look up, opportunities have passed them by. The job they wanted is gone. The person they wanted to talk to moved on. The door they thought would always be open is closed. Because while they were waiting, the world kept going. Every day you wake up, you're stepping into your future, whether you're ready or not, and that's exactly why you need to act now. Too many people make the mistake of thinking that readiness is the key to success. They believe that if they gather enough knowledge, enough experience, enough courage, they'll finally feel prepared. They hold off on starting a business, applying for a promotion, learning something new, or having an important conversation because they want to make sure everything is perfect first. The problem is that moment rarely comes. The people who succeed aren't the ones who wait until they feel ready. They're the ones who decide to step forward even when they don't feel completely sure of themselves. They figure it out as they go because they understand that action is how you prepare. The future doesn't reward hesitation, it rewards movement. When you choose to move forward, even in small ways, you start to gain momentum, you start to build confidence. Because you're learning and growing through experience, not just through thinking. You're no longer standing on the sidelines waiting for the right moment. You're in the game, and every decision you make, every action you take, teaches you something valuable. You become stronger, smarter, and more capable with every step you take. But none of that happens if you wait. It's not about rushing or acting without thought. It's about understanding that you don't have to have everything figured out before you begin. Nobody does. The truth is, if you talk to anyone who has accomplished something meaningful in their life, they'll tell you they weren't ready when they started. They learned along the way, they made mistakes, they adjusted, they improved, and because they acted before they felt completely prepared, they ended up creating opportunities they never would have found if they had waited. You can spend your life trying to get everything in order before you take the first step. You can spend months, even years, thinking about the right time to move forward, but all the thinking in the world won't replace the power of taking action. There's only so much you can prepare for. Some lessons can only be learned by doing. Some doors only open when you knock on them, not when you stare at them from across the room wondering what's behind them. When you stop waiting to feel ready and start moving forward anyway, something shifts inside you. You begin to trust yourself more. You realize that you're capable of handling things as they come. You don't have to have all the answers in advance because you're building your strength through action, and that strength makes you more resilient, more adaptable, and more prepared for whatever challenges come your way. Time doesn't slow down, but it does respond to action. When you move, time seems to stretch. You start to get more out of every day because you're making things happen instead of waiting for them to happen to you. The opportunities that were once out of reach start to get closer because you're putting yourself in motion. You meet people you never would have met. You learn skills you never thought you needed. You gain clarity on what you really want because you're actively working toward it instead of just thinking about it, waiting to be ready. Is one of the most common ways people hold themselves back. They convince themselves that more time will bring more certainty. But the truth is, certainty comes from doing, not from waiting. The future isn't going to wait for you to feel comfortable. It's going to drive either way, and when it does, the question will be whether you stepped into it or let it pass you by. The decision to act now, even without all the answers, is the difference between people who live with regret and people who live with pride. Regret comes from the opportunities missed because you hesitated. Pride comes from knowing you took a chance even when it was hard and gave yourself the chance to grow. You can't control everything about the future, but you can control whether or not you take action today, and what you do today shapes the future that's coming, whether you're ready or not. So ask yourself, what are you waiting for? If you keep waiting to feel ready, you could be waiting for the rest of your life. You can start right now. You can take one small step in the direction you've been avoiding. You can make a decision to move even if it's uncomfortable, and once you do, you'll realize that readiness isn't something you wait for, it's something you create by acting. The future won't wait, neither should you. Number 3, you can't learn to swim from the shore. Imagine standing on the edge of a pool, feeling the cool breeze against your skin and watching the water ripple gently with each passing moment. It's easy to admire the pool from the safety of the edge, feeling a sense of comfort in the distance while the water beckons with the promise of discovery. There is an unspoken truth in this moment. True learning comes from stepping into the water, feeling its resistance, and discovering your strength through experience. It is not enough to simply observe or listen to others recount their journeys. Real growth demands that you become a part of the experience. You might spend hours watching someone else swim, convinced that if you could only wait a little longer or learn from their every stroke, you would be ready to take that plunge. However, wisdom lies in understanding that you cannot gain the skill and confidence required to navigate the water if you never allow yourself to feel the wetness and the chill. If you never allow the water to test you, there is a natural tendency to cling to the familiar comfort of the shore. The shore is predictable, it is safe, and it does not demand risk. It offers the illusion of learning without the danger of failure, but the reality is that watching from the shore keeps you isolated from the very essence of what it means to master something new in life. There is a point when you must leave behind the comfort of the familiar and step into the unknown. It is within that space of uncertainty that your true potential is revealed, even if the water feels cold and intimidating at first. The process of acclimatizing to its temperature gradually builds strength and resilience. Similarly, when you decide to engage with life's challenges head on, every moment of discomfort transforms into a building block for personal growth. The experience might be daunting, yet it is precisely this challenge that pushes you beyond your perceived limits. Consider the many opportunities you may have put off simply because you believed you needed to be fully prepared to have all your skills perfected before trying. There is a significant difference between knowing about something and actually experiencing it firsthand. Theoretical knowledge and second-hand observations can only take you so far in the real world. The sensation of water rushing past you, the sound of your heartbeat, and the feel of your body overcoming resistance all contribute to a learning experience that cannot be replicated from afar. When you immerse yourself, every stroke, every breath, and Every moment of uncertainty becomes part of your journey toward mastery. This process is a profound reminder that comfort is not the enemy, rather it is complacency that stunts your progress. Each time you challenge yourself by taking that plunge, you dismantle the barriers of self-doubt and build a foundation of experience that propels you forward. Many have found that the courage to step off the shore is transformative. It opens up a world where challenges are met with perseverance rather than hesitation. The initial shock of the water might leave you feeling overwhelmed, but as you begin to move, the sensation becomes exhilarating. The process is gradual. Each moment spent in the water adds a new layer of understanding about your capabilities and resilience. The act of swimming, of moving through the water despite the initial discomfort, mirrors the journey of personal achievement. It is in the struggle and in the act of pushing past hesitation that you develop the skills and insights necessary for success in any area of life. When you allow yourself to be fully immersed, you discover that every misstep and every moment of uncertainty is a lesson in disguise. The water, with all its unpredictability, forces you to adapt, to adjust your technique, and to build upon each experience. It instills a sense of accountability, for only you can decide to continue swimming even when the current feels strong. The path to mastering a new skill or achieving a meaningful goal is rarely linear. It is filled with moments of trial, error, and gradual improvement. This process is not only about acquiring technical proficiency, but also about cultivating a mindset that embraces challenges and transforms fear into fuel for growth. There is beauty in embracing vulnerability and acknowledging that the journey is as important as the destination. In the water, every effort to push through your initial discomfort is a step towards self-discovery and empowerment. It is an invitation to learn more about your own strength, resilience, and capacity to overcome obstacles. With every dip into the water, you break the cycle of hesitation and create an environment where progress becomes inevitable. The energy you generate by moving forward in spite of uncertainty carries you closer to your goals, and the lessons you learn along the way remain with you, enriching every future endeavor. It is essential to understand that waiting on the shore may feel safe, but it will not offer the insights and personal growth that come from diving in head first. The water holds both challenges and rewards, and it is only through engagement with those challenges that you can truly evolve. The experience of swimming, with its blend of fear and exhilaration, is a testament to the power of embracing life's uncertainties. It is a reminder that your full potential can only be unlocked when you leave behind the confines of the familiar and immerse yourself in the experiences that truly matter. Number 4. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Every moment you hesitate because of the desire for absolute flawlessness, you lose a piece of the future you could be creating right now. There is a constant tug-of-war in the mind between the yearning for perfection and the necessity of progress, and when the balance tips in favor of perfection, progress sts when you set standards so high that every small misstep feels like a failure, you end up stuck in a cycle of endless adjustments and refinements that never really move you forward. The pursuit of perfection can make you overanalyze every detail, transforming what could be a breakthrough into a paralyzing condition of self-doubt and inaction. Imagine sitting at a desk, hands poised over a blank page, where the vision of the perfect piece of writing has become more important than actually beginning. The anticipation of creating something flawless can be so consuming that the act of starting feels overwhelming. It is as if the perfect outcome is a mirage in the distance that keeps shifting further away the more you focus on it. In reality, progress is born from the courage to start and the determination to refine along the way. The imperfections you encounter are not signs of failure, but rather stepping stones that provide valuable lessons and lead to incremental improvement. Every mistake holds within it the seed of knowledge that, when nurtured, transforms into experience and wisdom. The fixation on perfection can be particularly dangerous when it becomes an excuse for delay. There is a tendency to believe that unless every element of your plan is executed flawlessly, it is not worth starting at all. This mindset can prevent you from seizing opportunities, from exploring new ideas, and from achieving results that might otherwise change your life. Instead of being a catalyst for success, the need For perfection becomes an anchor holding you back from taking risks and experiencing the full spectrum of growth. In many instances, the most successful journeys begin with small imperfect steps that gradually build into something remarkable. The key is to accept that imperfection is a natural and necessary part of any creative or personal journey. Consider the feelings you experience when you finally decide to take that initial step. Despite your doubts, there is a sense of liberation that comes from breaking free from the cycle of endless planning. Even if the result is not exactly what you envisioned, the act of moving forward opens doors that remain closed when you cling too tightly to an idealized version of success. The process of doing, of actively engaging with the challenge at hand, creates momentum that cannot be achieved through hesitation alone. It is in the messy, unpredictable moments that the real magic of progress occurs. The energy generated by taking imperfect action propels you into uncharted territory where every experience enriches your understanding of what is possible in the pursuit of progress. The idea of perfect alignment in every aspect of life is a myth. True advancement is not about executing each step flawlessly, it is about continuously moving forward, learning from every encounter and adapting to new circumstances. The obstacles and unexpected turns that arise are not failures but rather parts of the process that add texture to your journey. Embracing these moments with an open heart can transform what seems like a series of setbacks into a tapestry of growth. When you let go of the need to have everything in perfect order, you open yourself up to the full spectrum of learning. Even if that learning comes through challenges that you did not foresee, there is a subtle yet profound difference between striving for excellence and obsessing over perfection. Excellence is built on the foundation of consistent effort, small wins, and the gradual refinement of skills. It is an ongoing journey where each experience, no matter how flawed, contributes to your overall success. On the other hand, perfection is a static ideal that often feels out of reach, leading to procrastination and missed opportunities. Every moment spent chasing an unattainable standard is a moment lost in the potential of what could have been achieved through action. By shifting focus from an elusive ideal to practical steps that bring you closer to your goals, you create an environment where growth becomes inevitable. The beauty of progress lies in its organic nature. There is a richness in the journey of trial, error, and eventual success that no amount of pre-planning can substitute. The imperfections encountered along the way are not blemishes to be eradicated but rather signs of genuine effort and honest endeavor. They tell the story of a path taken, of risks embraced, and of lessons learned in real time. As you move forward, each imperfect attempt builds your resilience, sharpens your insight, and strengthens your resolve. Embracing imperfection allows you to see the inherent value in every experience and to trust that each step, no matter how small, is moving you in the right direction. When perfection becomes the enemy, it blinds you to the potential of progress. The courage to move forward even when things are less than perfect is what leads to breakthroughs and lasting achievements. It is through the willingness to start, to stumble, and to persist that true transformation happens. By releasing the need for perfection, you empower yourself to explore, to experiment, and to grow into the best version of yourself. Every step you take, however imperfect, is a testament to the power of progress over the paralysis of an unattainable ideal. Number 5. If you don't start, you'll never know how far you can go. There is a deep truth hidden in the idea that without taking the first step, you will never discover the heights you could have reached. Often the weight of our own doubts and the fear of failure hold us back from exploring the full extent of our potential. It's a familiar scene, sitting quietly with dreams that feel both tantalizing and terrifying, wondering what might have been if you only had the courage to begin. When the opportunity to start passes by, it isn't just a mischance, it becomes a lifetime of wondering about the road not taken, the experiences that could have shaped you into someone stronger and wiser. Every single day that slips by without you stepping into that new challenge is a day that your true abilities remain undiscovered, locked away in the shadows of hesitation. Imagine the sensation of standing at the base of a towering mountain with peaks hidden by clouds. The climb is intimidating, and you might feel small against such an overwhelming sight, yet Deep within there is a spark of curiosity that urges you to begin the ascent even if your muscles tremble and your mind fills with uncertainty. That first step carries the promise of growth and adventure. Without that step you remain at the base, never experiencing the beauty of the journey or the exhilaration of reaching a summit. In the same way, every new venture you avoid keeps you grounded in the same place, denying you the thrill of discovering just how far you can go. This isn't about reckless abandon or impulsive decisions, it's about realizing that the experience of trying itself is a victory. The process of starting something new is not always smooth or immediate in its rewards. The path may twist unexpectedly and the challenges you face may seem insurmountable at first. However, each challenge is a lesson in disguise, an opportunity to learn about yourself, to adapt and to grow. The knowledge you gain and the skills you develop along the way are far more valuable than any fear of imperfection or the possibility of a stumble in your early steps. When you take that leap, you empower yourself with the understanding that every small victory, every lesson learned from a misstep adds to your ability to tackle even greater challenges. It is important to recognize that your dreams and goals are not waiting for you to feel completely ready. They exist independently of your readiness, and they will continue to beckon until you decide to act. Many people convince themselves that waiting for the perfect moment is the key to success. However, perfection is a concept that rarely exists in the messy reality of everyday life. Every accomplished person has faced moments of doubt and insecurity, yet they chose to push forward despite their fears. The journey itself is what molds character and builds resilience. The uncertainty that accompanies a new start is not a barrier. It is a bridge to discovering how far you can truly go. There's a quiet power in the decision to begin. It is in those moments when you overcome the paralysis of indecision and take a step into the unknown that you begin to see the landscape of your own potential. The satisfaction that comes from even the smallest progress can be life-changing. It's like waking up on a crisp morning with a sense of purpose and a heart full of determination. Every step, no matter how tentative at first, is a sign that you are growing into a person capable of more than you ever imagined. The process is gradual and sometimes painstaking, but the transformation is real and enduring. With each action you peel back the layers of self-doubt and reveal a reservoir of strength and capability that has always been there waiting for you to discover it. When you make the choice to start, you give yourself permission to explore the unknown and to embrace the challenges that come with change. The journey you embark on may take you through unexpected terrains, both externally and within your own inner world. With every new experience you gather insights that enrich your understanding of life and of who you can become. The rewards of these discoveries often surpass the initial anxiety that held you back. The beauty of the process is that once you begin, momentum builds naturally. Each day brings with it a fresh chance to learn, to adjust and to grow in ways that simply sitting on the sidelines could never provide. In the end, the fear of the unknown is often far less daunting than the regret of never trying at all. Every day that passes without you taking a chance is another day that your unique potential remains untapped. The future is a vast landscape filled with opportunities that will only become accessible when you dare to step forward. The journey of a 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and it is only through that initial movement that you can start to uncover the full measure of your capabilities. Each moment you hesitate is a moment you could have used to build a legacy of courage and resilience. The only way to truly know the extent of what you can achieve is to embark on the journey, embracing every twist and turn along the way. There is a quiet transformative energy in the act of beginning. It is a declaration of belief in yourself, a powerful statement that you are ready to explore your potential even if you aren't completely sure where it will lead. That decision to act, to push forward regardless of the uncertainties, is what will ultimately define your success. You owe it to yourself to see how far you can go, to break free from the limitations imposed by fear and to step into a future filled with possibilities. Every effort, every challenge met, every lesson learned is a testament to the strength that lies within you, waiting to be unleashed by the simple act of beginning. Number 6. Fear is natural, but don't let it control you. Fear is something that every person experiences, a natural response that signals the presence of the unknown or the unexpected. There are moments in life when fear appears as a sudden rush, making your heart race and your mind focus on all the possible things that could go wrong. It is not an enemy to be defeated, but a feeling to be understood and managed. When fear comes knocking, it is important to recognize that it is a normal part of human experience, one that can provide valuable information about the challenges ahead. Instead of allowing fear to dictate every decision, there is power in acknowledging it and choosing to move forward in spite of it. There is a kind of strength that emerges when you face your fears. That strength isn't about being fearless, it is about feeling the fear and continuing on your path. Anyway, the truth is that every time you decide to take a step forward, even when your instincts tell you to stay put, you are training your mind to focus on growth rather than on the what-ifs. Every new experience, every risk taken, and every challenge encountered adds to your reservoir of courage. This resilience grows over time, enabling you to see fear not as a stop sign but as a signal that you are on the brink of something important. When you think about it, fear is simply a sign that you care deeply about the outcome of your efforts. It appears when you are about to embark on something meaningful, something that could change the course of your life. The intensity of that fear can sometimes be overwhelming, yet it is that very intensity that can drive you to be more deliberate in your actions. Instead of letting fear paralyze you, it is beneficial to use it as a motivator. The energy that fear generates can be redirected into determination, providing a powerful push that helps you overcome obstacles that might otherwise hold you back. The key is not to eliminate fear completely, which is neither possible nor desirable, but to allow it to coexist with your drive to achieve. Accepting that fear is a natural part of growth can transform it from an obstacle into a tool. The next time you feel your pulse quicken at the thought of taking a bold step, remember that fear is an indicator of the opportunity for growth. It is a reminder that you are stepping outside your comfort zone, and that is exactly where the most rewarding experiences are found. This acceptance does not mean you surrender to fear, it means you recognize it, respect it, and then decide to act regardless of it. It is essential to understand that allowing fear to control your actions can lead to regret and missed opportunities. When you decide to let fear rule your decisions, you are essentially choosing safety over progress, stagnation over growth. Each moment spent being controlled by fear is a moment that could have been used to build something worthwhile, to reach out for what you truly desire, or to learn something new about yourself. Instead of viewing fear as a barrier, consider it as a signal that you are on the verge of something significant. This perspective shift is crucial in overcoming the paralysis that fear can sometimes bring. There is also a remarkable freedom that comes from the decision to not let fear dominate your choices. That freedom is born out of the realization that you are more powerful than your fears. When you begin to see fear for what it is, a natural albeit uncomfortable part of taking risks, you start to understand that every moment of hesitation is an opportunity to practice courage. This practice gradually builds an inner strength that fortifies you against future challenges. With each experience you learn that the outcomes are rarely as catastrophic as your mind might have painted them, and that in reality you are capable of handling the unforeseen. Imagine the potential that lies in every decision to act despite the presence of fear. Every time you move forward in the face of uncertainty, you break the cycle of hesitation and set yourself on a path toward a richer, more fulfilling life. There is a certain clarity that emerges when you stop letting fear dictate your actions. You begin to see that your capacity to adapt and overcome is far greater than any fear that might try to hold you back. This clarity brings with it a sense of empowerment, a quiet confidence that grows with every challenge met. Hidden fear should be seen as a natural companion on the journey of personal development rather than a chain that restricts you. It is a reminder of your commitment to growth and a signal that you are venturing into new territory. By accepting fear and choosing to move forward in spite of it, you unlock a world of possibilities that might have remained hidden in the shadows of hesitation. The decision to act in the presence of fear is a powerful affirmation of your belief in your own abilities and your willingness To embrace life fully with all its uncertainties and opportunities, embracing this mindset opens the door to experiences that can transform not just your day but your entire life. Number 7. The pain of regret is greater than the pain of failure. Every decision carries weight. And sometimes the heaviest burden is the regret that comes from never having tried. When you hold back because you're scared of failing, there's a quiet, persistent ache that builds inside you, a feeling of what might have been that lingers long after the moment has passed. It is not the sting of failure that leaves a lasting mark, but the deeper sorrow that arises when you look back and realize you allowed fear to silence your dreams. There is an undeniable truth in the idea that the pain of regret far outweighs the temporary discomfort of failure. Regret is like a shadow that follows you, whispering reminders of every opportunity you let slip away, every risk you never took, and every chance to grow that you refuse to embrace. There are times when you find yourself standing at the crossroads of an important decision, and the temptation to play it safe feels overwhelming. The mind convinces you that avoiding failure is the safest route, yet this cautious approach often leaves you with a lingering emptiness, a nagging question of what if that never quite fades away. It is a familiar scenario for many who have looked back on their lives with a mix of wistfulness and disappointment, wishing they had taken that leap of faith. The regret of never having given yourself a chance can settle in your heart, gradually eroding the spirit and dimming the excitement for the future. This kind of regret is a constant reminder of the time lost to hesitation and indecision. Failure, on the other hand, is a momentary setback that teaches you valuable lessons. Each misstep provides insights that help you refine your approach and strengthen your resolve. Failure can be painful, but it is often a necessary stepping stone on the path to success. When you fail, you learn, adapt, and emerge with a clearer understanding of your capabilities and limitations. The temporary pain of failure fades over time, replaced by the wisdom gained and the courage that comes from overcoming obstacles. Unlike regret, which can haunt you indefinitely, failure is a transient experience that eventually contributes to your growth. There is a subtle power in choosing to act despite the possibility of failure. When you step forward, even if you stumble along the way, you create a narrative of courage and resilience that redefines your life. Each time you dare to take that risk, you are reinforcing the belief that your dreams are worth pursuing. In those moments of action, you open up a world of possibilities, and even if the outcome is not perfect, the experience itself becomes a part of your personal evolution. Every step you take, whether it leads to success or failure, adds a rich layer of understanding to who you are and what you can accomplish. Imagine the quiet regret that follows days, months, or even years of inactivity, the slow creeping realization that life has passed you by without ever giving you a chance to shine. It is a feeling that can settle deep in your soul, making the years of inactivity seem like a series of lost moments that you can never retrieve. That kind of regret is heavy and enduring, a weight that may seem unbearable with time. In contrast, the sting of failure is fleeting, and the lessons it brings are invaluable. Every failure is an invitation to try again, to approach life with renewed vigor, and to build a future that is firmly rooted in the reality of your efforts rather than in the dreams that never came to be. When you allow the fear of failure to dictate your choices, you are essentially choosing a life of missed opportunities and an unfulfilled potential. The hesitation to act out of fear creates a void, a persistent reminder of the opportunities that were left unexplored. Over time, this emptiness can grow into a deep-seated regret that overshadows any fleeting sense of security you might have felt. It is important to recognize that failure is not the enemy, it is a natural part of any journey worth taking. The true enemy is the regret that stems from never taking that risk in the first place. Every moment you hesitate is a moment that could have been filled with progress, with learning, and with the kind of personal victories that shape your character. The key to overcoming this challenge lies in shifting your perspective. Instead of viewing failure as a final judgment on your abilities, see it as a valuable indicator of your commitment to growth. Each risk you take is a testament to your willingness to step into the unknown and to face whatever challenges come your way. It is The courage to try even when success is not guaranteed that ultimately leads to a fulfilling and dynamic life. The pain of failure, while real and often uncomfortable, is far less severe than the lingering pervasive regret that follows a life lived in the shadows of caution. There is a freedom that comes from embracing the possibility of failure. It means accepting that life is unpredictable and that every effort, regardless of its outcome, is an integral part of your journey. In the end, the path you choose to walk is defined not by the absence of mistakes but by the willingness to forge ahead despite them. Regret is a harsh reminder of the things left unsaid, the opportunities missed, and the dreams unchased. It serves as a constant warning that the safest route is not always the best route. The true measure of a life well lived is found in the risks taken, the lessons learned, and the determination to move forward even when the future is uncertain. Every moment you take action, every time you face your fears head in, you are carving out a life that is rich with experience and meaning. The fear of failure may persist, but it does not have to paralyze you. The regret that follows inaction is far more debilitating than the brief discomfort of a failed attempt. By choosing to act, you claim your right to pursue a future filled with potential, creativity, and growth. It is a bold declaration that your life is worth living fully, that every setback is merely a stepping stone, and that the true cost lies in the chances you never took. The courage to try even in the face of possible failure is the key to a life without the lingering pain of regret. Number 8. Momentum is your best friend. There is an undeniable energy that emerges when you begin to move forward with purpose. It is as if every small action creates a ripple that turns into a wave, carrying you along with unexpected force. When you notice that surge within yourself, you begin to understand that momentum is not just a fleeting feeling, it is a reliable ally that works quietly in the background, transforming your efforts into accomplishments. Over time, this energy builds gradually. It is not something that appears overnight, but rather a reward for each step taken, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant. Every decision to act, every instance where you choose progress over hesitation, adds to that growing force that propels you further down your chosen path. When you are in motion, you tap into a power that makes obstacles seem less daunting and challenges appear as opportunities waiting to be explored. Imagine waking up with a clear sense of direction, where even the smallest decision, whether to take a walk, pick up a new skill, or even just start a conversation, feels like a powerful stride towards something greater. The energy that follows such actions is not something you can manufacture by sheer will alone. It is the natural consequence of moving forward. As you continue on this path, you will notice that tasks which once seemed overwhelming gradually lose their intensity, replaced by a natural ease that comes from the rhythm of progress. It is as if your life begins to align with your actions, and every forward motion adds a little more strength to the next. In moments when motivation seems scarce, that accumulated energy from previous actions becomes the fuel that carries you through challenges and keeps you moving when the road ahead appears uncertain. There is a fascinating aspect to momentum. It rewards consistency even when you face setbacks or moments of doubt. The forward energy that you have built up over time does not simply vanish. Instead, it provides a cushion, a form of resilience that makes it easier to bounce back and continue moving. The accumulation of your efforts creates an environment where every subsequent action feels a bit lighter and more attainable than before. This is not about achieving instant success, it is about understanding that each moment of action adds to a larger picture of progress. It is an organic process, one that builds slowly yet inevitably until you find that you have overcome challenges you once thought insurmountable. The real beauty of momentum lies in its ability to change your perspective on failure and success. When you are in a state of continuous forward motion, setbacks become temporary pauses rather than dead ends. They are simply part of the process, moments that you learn from and then use as stepping stones to further success. That forward thrust built up over time can make even the most dawn-wanting task seem manageable. Instead of getting stuck in a cycle of overthinking or self-doubt, you harness the energy of your past actions to push through difficult times. The sense of progress becomes a self-sustaining force, one that keeps you Engaged and optimistic even when the results are not immediately visible in the quiet moments when you reflect on your journey. You may begin to see a pattern, a series of small actions that have compounded into significant achievements. The incremental gains, though they might seem trivial in isolation, accumulate into a force that is impossible to ignore. This is the power of momentum working in your favor. It is a reminder that success is rarely the result of a single monumental effort. Instead, it is forged in the everyday decisions to take action, to persist despite setbacks, and to trust that each effort adds up to something greater. When you recognize this, you start to view every moment of action as an investment in your future. No matter how challenging the present may seem, there is a subtle shift that occurs when momentum becomes your constant companion. The fear of starting diminishes because you know that once you begin, the process itself will create the drive you need to continue. The hesitancy that once paralyzed your decisions is gradually replaced by an inner rhythm that carries you forward with each small win. The certainty that you are capable of more grows stronger, and the idea of taking another step becomes less intimidating. It is as if you are on a smooth path where every stride is reinforced by the one that came before, creating a steady cadence that propels you ever onward. This is not a fleeting burst of energy, it is a lasting transformation that reinforces your ability to face challenges head on. When you are riding the wave of momentum, there is an undeniable clarity that emerges. You begin to see possibilities where you once saw obstacles, and the fear of failure starts to fade in the presence of your growing confidence. This clarity is a direct result of the accumulated energy of your actions, a vivid illustration that progress, however small, is always worth pursuing. It teaches you that every forward step is valuable, and that the power of momentum can carry you through even the most uncertain times. The experiences that once held you back now serve as lessons that contribute to your unstoppable drive. In this state of continuous motion, you become acutely aware that every action counts, and that the energy you generate today lays the foundation for the successes of tomorrow. There is a deep satisfaction in realizing that you have the power to shape your own path. Through the simple act of moving forward, the momentum you build is both a testament to your determination and a catalyst for future achievements. It is an internal resource that, once ignited, has the power to transform your outlook on life. With every step taken, do not only move closer to your goals but also strengthen the belief in your own ability to overcome adversity. The energy that flows from momentum is a quiet yet formidable force, one that continuously nudges you toward a pure future that is rich with opportunity and promise. Embracing this force fully can lead to a life where progress is not a destination but a vibrant ongoing journey marked by resilience, growth, and endless potential. Number 9. You're more capable than you think. Every time you pause to question your abilities, remember that deep inside there is a reservoir of strength waiting to be tapped. It can be easy to fall into the trap of self-doubt when challenges arise, feeling as if the skills you need are just out of reach. The mind often creates a distorted picture of what you are capable of, and in that moment you may underestimate the power and potential that lie within you. You have experienced obstacles before and managed to overcome them. Even if the journey was difficult at the time, that same inner strength is still with you, quietly ready to propel you forward when you decide to embrace it. There is a quiet force that builds from within. Once you start recognizing that your true capacity is far greater than you may have imagined. Every hurdle you have faced in the past has contributed to your growth, and each experience, regardless of how challenging it felt, has prepared you for the next step. The truth is that the limits you perceive are often self-imposed, shaped by the stories you tell yourself about what is possible. When you choose to challenge that narrative, you begin to see that your capabilities extend far beyond what you once believed. The doubts that sometimes cloud your vision are temporary, and the potential inside you is steadfast and enduring. When you acknowledge your hidden strength, you create space for progress that might have otherwise been blocked by fear and uncertainty. It is a powerful realization that you possess the necessary tools to face obstacles hidden, even if they appear insurmountable at first glance. You have navigated through times of hardship before, and each of those Moments has built resilience and resourcefulness. That resilience is a quiet, unwavering force that can be harnessed to achieve outcomes you previously thought were unreachable. Trust in the small victories and lessons learned from the past, for they are the building blocks of a future where you achieve more than you ever considered possible. There is a transformative clarity that comes with the understanding that your abilities are not fixed or limited by external circumstances. The talents and skills you possess are dynamic, growing with every challenge you embrace and every opportunity you take to learn. Every experience, whether it feels like a success or a setback, is part of the grand tapestry of your life. It is a constant reminder that growth is an ongoing process and that the inner potential you hold can evolve continuously over time. Each moment you dedicate to learning, to pushing forward despite obstacles, builds upon that core belief in your own capability. Think about those moments when you surprised yourself by handling a situation better than you expected, the times when you managed to resolve a problem that seemed too complex, or when you took on a task that initially intimidated you. Are not mere coincidences, they are clear indicators that your potential extends far beyond the boundaries of self-doubt. Every achievement, no matter how small, is a testament to your ability to rise above the challenges that life throws your way. That evidence is all around you, quietly affirming that you are more capable than you sometimes give yourself credit for. When you begin to see your potential clearly, there is a subtle shift in your perspective. The world starts to appear as a canvas where your abilities can flourish instead of being held back by the fear of failure or the weight of self-criticism. You begin to view obstacles as opportunities to further develop and refine your skills. This shift in mindset is a powerful catalyst for personal transformation. It allows you to break free from the chains of limiting beliefs and step into a future filled with promise and possibility. With each challenge you conquer, you build a stronger foundation of self-trust and confidence that will carry you forward in every endeavor. In the quiet moments when you reflect on your journey, the evidence of your strength becomes undeniable. You may recall times when you stepped out of your comfort zone and discovered abilities you never knew you had. Those moments, while they might have been accompanied by hesitation and fear at first, eventually revealed that your inner strength was more resilient than you thought. It is a testament to the truth that your potential is not determined by a single event or outcome, but by a lifetime of overcoming obstacles and learning from every experience. The inner voice that doubts your capabilities can be gradually replaced by one that acknowledges the power within you. There is an exhilarating freedom that comes from recognizing your own capacity to achieve. It opens up a world where self-imposed limitations begin to dissolve, and each new opportunity is met with a sense of possibility rather than apprehension. The belief in your own abilities becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, as every effort you make reinforces the notion that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. This realization is empowering, creating an energy that is both contagious and transformative. It fuels a cycle of positive action where confidence breeds further achievements, and every new experience adds to the vast reservoir of your inner strength. Embracing the understanding that you are more capable than you think is like unlocking a door to a life filled with untapped potential. It is a journey of self-discovery, one where every step taken is a move towards realizing that the obstacles before you are simply stepping stones to a greater version of yourself. With this newfound clarity, you approach challenges with a sense of determination and assurance, knowing that the strength to overcome them has always been within your grasp. Every moment of progress becomes a celebration of the remarkable capability that lies within you, and that celebration fuels further growth and achievement in ways you ever thought possible. Number 10. You'll be glad you took the leap. Imagine the moment when you finally decide to step into the unknown and take that leap of faith, when your heart pounds with anticipation and every instinct tells you that something extraordinary is waiting on the other side. There is a profound satisfaction that comes from daring to move beyond what is familiar, embracing the uncertainty that every new beginning brings. In that instant, every hesitation dissolves into a sense of possibility. You feel a surge of energy that propels you forward, a clear signal that the risk you're taking is not about the chance of failure but about the incredible potential to transform your life. This leap is not just a single act. It is the start of a journey that builds on every small victory, each one a reminder that you are capable of far more than you ever imagined. The experience of taking that decisive step is like opening a door to a room filled with endless opportunities. With every moment that passes, you begin to understand that the rewards of stepping out of your comfort zone far outweigh the temporary uncertainty you feel at the start. There is a kind of magic in the process of moving forward where every action you take ignites a chain reaction, leading you into new territories that were once out of reach. The exhilaration of embracing a challenge brings with it a new level of confidence and a deep-seated belief in your ability to overcome obstacles. Each step you take creates a ripple effect, touching aspects of your life that once seemed static and unchangeable. You begin to see that the leap was not just about taking a risk, it was about reclaiming your power to shape your own destiny. In moments of reflection, you might recall the times when fear held you back and you wondered what might have been if you had dared to take that leap. Regret can be a heavy burden, a constant reminder of opportunities missed and the potential that went unexplored. However, when you choose to act despite the uncertainty, you lay the foundation for a future filled with growth and achievement. The joy of later looking back and realizing that you seized the moment is a feeling that is hard to match. It is a reminder that the life you are building is based on your courage to embrace change, and that every challenge you overcome reinforces the strength that resides within you. As you move forward, you start to see the world through a different lens. The challenges that once seemed insurmountable gradually turn into stepping stones that lead you toward your goals. With every obstacle overcome, you gain a deeper understanding of your own resilience and capability. This newfound perspective changes how you approach life, making you more open to new experiences and more willing to explore avenues that you might have previously shied away from. You begin to notice that the energy generated by that leap creates momentum that carries you to places you never thought possible. The sense of empowerment that comes from actively pursuing your dreams transforms your inner dialogue, replacing doubt with a quiet confidence that builds with each passing day. It is also important to recognize that every leap you take is a valuable lesson and experience that teaches you about the unpredictability of life and the beauty of growth. The journey may not always be smooth, and there will be moments when the path seems rocky or unclear, yet these challenges are not meant to discourage you but to refine your skills and strengthen your resolve. In embracing the unknown, you develop an ability to adapt and thrive in circumstances that once seemed overwhelming. The knowledge that you can navigate through uncertainty becomes a source of inspiration, fueling your determination to push forward even when the outcomes are uncertain. This adaptability is a testament to the resilience that you cultivate with every leap, a quality that not only propels you toward success but also enriches every facet of your life. The impact of taking that leap extends far beyond the immediate moment. It is an investment in your future self, a promise that you are committed to living a life filled with passion, exploration, and achievement. The choices you make in these pivotal moments set the tone for the experiences that follow, creating a ripple effect that touches every area of your existence. The positive energy that you generate by daring to take risks resonates with those around you, often inspiring others to embrace their own challenges and pursue their dreams with similar vigor. There is a contagious quality to the courage of taking a leap, one that has the power to transform not only your life but also the lives of those who witness your journey. When you look back on your journey, the most significant moments are not the ones when everything went perfectly, but the times when you chose to leap forward despite the uncertainty. The memory of those moments becomes a source of strength, a reminder that you have always had the courage to defy the odds and create your own path. The sense of fulfillment and pride that accompanies those decisions is a powerful motivator, reinforcing the belief that every risk taken is a step toward a more vibrant, meaningful life. It is this inner fire that keeps you moving forward, driving you to pursue even bigger dreams and bolder ambitions. Taking that leap is not merely about achieving a goal, it is about the transformative journey that follows. It is about breaking free from the Constraints of fear and embracing the endless possibilities that life has to offer, the experience becomes a part of who you are, a defining moment that continually reminds you that you are capable of extraordinary things. By choosing to take that risk, you open yourself up to a future rich with experiences, growth, and an ever deepening understanding of your own potential. The satisfaction of knowing that you dared to act, that you stepped into the unknown and built a life based on your own terms, is a reward that far surpasses any fleeting moment of doubt. It is the kind of legacy that leaves you with a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing that every challenge you faced was a building block for a life well lived.